Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that have joined us for this latest video on Python programming. In the last video, we talked about iterations, and it looked really complicated, and I really didn't get a lot into it at the time. But we're going to do something about that now. And the reason I waited to this video is because I needed something to compare and contrast what you learned in the last video. And that is that now we're going to talk about generators, which are a lot easier, okay, to use. All right, we're going to be using something called, we're going to use this function or method or whatever you right here to replace that whole class that we defined in the last video. But hey, we'll talk about this more later. For now, let's go ahead and start doing some reading.
Generators. Generators are a simple and powerful tool for creating iterators. They are written like regular functions, but use the yield statement whenever they want to return data. Each time next is called on it, the generator resumes where it left off. It remembers all the data values and which statement was last executed. An example shows that generators can be trivially easy to create.
Look. All right, real quick before we go on, let's talk about these three guys right here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so what does this do? What this does is whatever the length of the data is, which is 4, you're going to subtract 1 from it. So this is going to be a 3. All right, so now it has an idea on where to start. Okay, when it goes and grabs one character at a time. And because this is set to -1, it's going to, let's see, what is this? This is the start. This is the step. So this one here is telling it to go backwards. And this one is telling it, you know what? We'll figure that out later because I think you'll see that in the code, because we're going to talk about it in the code. All right, so we've got the definition here, and then here's where we go, and we call the function, and then we print the function. It comes out log instead of golf. All right, now let's just finish this little bit of reading, and then we can go and get to the code.
Anything that can be done with generators can also be done with class-based iterators as described in the previous section. What makes generators so compact is that the __iter___ and ___next___ methods are created automatically. Another key feature is that the local variables and execution state are automatically saved between calls. This made the function easier to write and much more clear than an approach using instance variables like self.index and self.data. In addition to automatic method creation and saving program state, when generators terminate, they automatically raise stop iteration. In combination, these features make it easy to create iterators with no more effort than writing a regular function.
Okay, you don't really have to worry about these 3 paragraphs right now. You don't really have to understand or comprehend what they're talking about, okay? Because you're not going to need it until you get some experience. What you need to know now is exactly how this works. And with that said, let's go over to the code and continue this conversation. And here we are in the code. I've got the code from the example. And I put in these comments here so you understand exactly how this thing works. Okay, so it's a loop. It's a loop. Okay, start at 4 minus 1. Why do we do that? Because it's weird, because we're dealing with 1s and 0s. We don't start at 1, we start at 0. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So we start at 3. What's in position 3? The F. Print the F. Now we have to step back 1. So we subtract 1 from 3, we get 2. What's in position? Well, it's not F, it's L. So it prints L. right? Steps back another one. Now it's at 1. What's at position 1? It's the O. So we print the O. Then we subtract 1 again. Now it's set to 0. 0. What's in position 0? We're at the beginning. It's G. Then we step back 0, 1. We're now in position 0, 1. What's the stop parameter? 0 or 1. What do we print? Nothing, because we stop. All right, and that's what happens when we execute the reverse function here. All right, and then here's the old code that does the same thing, but oh my God. See this, the stepping backwards? Okay, yes. All right, now, with that said, we're going to go ahead and run the code, and then we're going to go talk about it, and then that's it for today's video. All right? All right, let's go run this. And here we are in the code, FLOG. I left the old spam literal there in there, so it comes out maps. So the example 1, we're using the generator, and in example 2, we're using the iteration, and you get to choose which one you want to use when you have this problem that you need to solve in your code. You can either go with the simpler code, or you can make your life a little complicated if you like. Anyway, with that said, today's video is over, and we'll see you in the next one.